May profits be upon you. Let's just get right to it. Euro USD. Let's see what the situation we got going on with this. You see how price had this topping out here, and then we started breaking structure all the way down. The market became very bearish, and we come running into what a an area of demand. All right, this area of demand over here is not so clear, but you can see from this point here, price has tested, and it has held. The demand here has held this bullish engulfer, is forming a bullish order block, and it's held, and price jetted from here. All right, so this becomes supply. Demand. Forgive me, demand. Price comes roaring into here very aggressively. Boom, right? No pullback. Interesting enough, right? All right, we want to note where the break of structures are. Well, we have a break of structure here, right? Because this was a pullback to this top, and then we broke that. So actually, right there. Okay, so uh, after a break of structure, you expect a return to impulse, but it's going to be a while before we get back up there, isn't it? Because this is on the daily chart. Now we need to see what's going on here. Prices formed an area of supply. Prices hit the our refined weekly order block, as it's labeled, all right, and then found this supply here. Okay, but price did manage to come up and uh, get near equal highs, which is known to house what? Liquidity. All right, price took the liquidity from this high, but did not close past this high. It came back within the order block and closed. So, in my mind, that is just a liquidity grab and not a violation of this order block. It's still held. It's still held. That's all I'm looking at. All right, I'm just looking at what happened. What did price do? All right, does it indicate that price may want to continue higher? If that was a close pass here, yes, it would definitely. Here, there's an indication, a hint. All right. But because it held, I'm not, like 100% on that. That price might continue down because it is a bearish market coming into this zone of demand. All right. Now, what else do we see here? The rejection from this supply, and we are coming down. You see these long wicks that shows exhaustion to the bearish movement. You can see that our price, the what do you call, the buyers are trying to push back. Sellers are still in control, but buyers are pushing up. Okay, let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, and we can see this price action a little bit more up close. What do we see? We see this lower high, and then straight down to this lower low into the demand zone. All right. Price responded to this demand zone very aggressively. You see these aggressive candlesticks, and they go up to the supply, reject. All right. If I'm thinking, I was at this point, I was thinking, hey, we're going to come back down maybe and touch off this zone of supply here. So zone of demand here. But that's not what happened. It stopped short. This is like a 50% pullback. I'm thinking it's going to come back a little bit more, like 70% or whatever, but it continues higher, snatches up the liquidity up here, giving a near equal high. So price will revisit this area and then starts falling down. All right. We did, however, come back with a big old piercing, look like a news candle probe. This candlestick, this wick came down, almost touching off the demand here, but it rejected and then came down, filling this wick. All right, now As price is descending here, we want to note, where's the last break of structure? All right. Well, we had with this pierce, we broke that structure, but we also broke these short-term lows here, 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 right? So uh, that means I should be looking for a return to impulse. Now, we got to get a better look at this price action here. All right. You see how bearish it came in, right? All of these liquidity, all this is buy side liquidity, all these wicks, all right, is where there are stop losses, and liquidation managers are going to seek that out for sure. Also, want you to make note that we have the weekly open. This is the level that it opened on Sunday. Uh, and That's kind of important because uh, uh, once it gets below that, between Tuesday evening and Wednesday evening, uh, it usually stays below that, or above it, and that's something I keep in mind. I'll also keep in mind the session highs and session lows where there is liquidity. So where there is liquidity pools that are untapped, where there is an order block that has an imbalance leading up into it, price will be attracted to those things like magnets. It fulfilled this inefficient price movement here, this imbalance, and balanced it out. And here we are at a very important POI. This is where I believe price may start to give us a transition to come back down and maybe fill this imbalance and hit uh, this order block here and then go up. Because what I want to see is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Let's kiss off the right shoulder, or maybe hit this imbalance here, and then we can take it up higher. That's what I'd like to see. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. So let's take a closer look at that 15 minute. All right, you can see here. Matter of fact, it's a little clearer in this area where we have the high, the the high here, lower high, higher low, higher high, a break of structure, which is important, giving me an indication that price wants to continue lower. Got it? We broke all this to the downside, came back up, touched off at the head, exactly the inverse of what I just described, down lower, and price fell. This is what I want to see. I want to see the transition of price from bullish to bearish. And down here, oops, down here, I want to see the transition from bearish to bullish. That's it. All right. Uh, this gave me a break of structure to the upside, and then came back for the retest here at um, this supply, but I didn't want to go down here. Actually, I just wanted to give you the fact that we have reached back up into an area that may give us that transition. So this is what I want you to look for. Just like over here, I want you to see a peak there. All right, a peak, a higher low, higher high, a break of structure, indicating that price wants to go back down, a touch off on the head, and then price just giving us a fall. Oh, wow. Wow. What did I just do? Sorry. I know I'm looking for price to come on down here and fill this imbalance. That's what I'd like to see. We have to have a break of structure. Oh man, what in the world, man? What in the world? I just want to put a little line here, for gosh sakes. Okay. All right. I want to see that little line down. I need to see that break of structure. All right. Easy enough. For God's sakes. All right. We see that break of structure. It's time to think about uh, taking that short from here. It may come up to this line, the midpoint here of this order block. This is what I'm looking for. All right. And hopefully we get it. That'd be nice. I'd like to take the short from up here. It's probably going to happen during London. It's going to take a minute to cook, right? It's going to take a minute to cook, as it does its thing. But I'm looking for price to do it. I'm looking for a price to do it and give us a very nice opportunity somewhere in this vicinity. Okay. So that is my analysis. I hope you find it helpful. Drop me a comment if you are thinking the same, or if you're thinking, hey man, you're just whack. All right. Oh, I need to also mention, if price violates this order block, just remember it's at a previous daily high. All right. There's liquidity up here that price could come back and get. All right. Could come back and get, or it could just, just take this whole thing out. It could come do one of these numbers and come up to that weekly open and then find resistance there, like it did up here, like it did over here. We could violate this. This might not be the end all be all. It might not be the protected price point that I wish it would. I wish it is. But we have a very strong impulse from this order block. So I'm looking for similar strength of the impulse over there. Does that make sense? Okay. And we haven't had a pullback yet, a return to impulse after breaking uh, these highs. This is a structural high too. The structural highs and short-term highs. We should be seeing a pullback down to the demand down here. That is my analysis. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, mark your order block down here, because I obviously did not. All right, understand there's an imbalance here. All right, price uh, could find a reason to reject from here, but I'm marking a refined order block down there. Let me see if I can get a higher time frame one. Well, I tell you what, if you take it, if you take the whole candle, when it comes into your when it comes down to your AO, your area of operation, your POI, your uh, uh, pl- uh, place of interest, you know, we'll see what happens when it gets down here, when it gets to the beginning of this order block. But I'm thinking that that's exactly the way this is going to go. If it goes up higher, then we'll come up with a new plan. That would be looking at one of these other order blocks. All right, but I'm thinking it's going to be this one. You want to pick an order block that has actually accomplished something. This broke lows. That makes this a strong high. You understand? Because it broke these structures over here. That makes it a strong high. That makes it tradable. That is the logic. All right. This a strong low? What has it accomplished? Broke some short-term highs? Yes. So, that means something. Okay. And that means it's tradable. So this is what we'll look for. And I will see you in the next video. Make sure you leave a like. All right. Thank you.